guys, welcome back. It's Josh with the Financial Advisor Car Guy. This week I want to spend a few minutes talking to you guys about tires. As you can see, there's a couple right over my shoulder. The real reason this is on my mind is the BMW got a flat. It's not totally flat. I was able to drive on it. I did bring it home, but my wife texted me this afternoon and said, Josh, I drove over a screw in the road. I hear it clicking every time I turn the wheel. Can you come get the car? And so my first question was, has it lost air? Can I drive it home as it is? Or do I need to change the flat first and then drive it home? And she said, no, it's holding air just fine. Can you come get it, take it home and see what you can do? So I'm gonna walk you over here and we're gonna take a quick peek. And there's the culprit. So it is just a screw that punctured right in. And the tire does seem to be holding air. I mean, it's a little bit flat, but these tires always seem to be a little bit under pressured anyway, I feel like. And so, yeah, I've got to find some new tires for this thing. But that said, we're going into the middle of October. I'm going to be putting my snow tires on this car before too long. Those ones are up here behind me. And I could probably just sit all winter with, these flat tires on the rims in storage. And then as it gets close to spring, when I have to take the studded tires off, in theory, I can order new tires or go to the tire shop and get new tires installed to that point, and then do the changeover and everything is fine. Now, my thought process is something like this. We've talked about replacing this car. I don't know if it's something that we're gonna do sooner rather than later. I'm not in any real rush. We love the car. It's just getting to the point where it's got a lot of miles. So, in theory, I don't want to spend money on the car if we're just going to sell it or trade it in anyway. So part of my thought process is that we put the studded tires on, maybe a week or two early. That's fine. We can do that. And those tires, as you can see, have tons of tread life. They probably have less than 8,000 miles on them. And they're like 3 or 4 years old. We don't drive a lot in the winter, especially this car. I mean, we usually would take my truck, or in the past we had an SUV. And so other than the 1.5 mile commute my wife makes to work and back, we don't put a ton of miles on this thing in the wintertime. So, that's part of the truth is these tires are like new. I could throw those on there, get by. And then if we sell or trade in the car this winter, in theory, I don't need to buy new regular street tires. The other thing was, if you remember a video a while back, I'm trying to remember exactly how I said that, but basically I had implied that we needed new tires for this BMW anyway. These tires have been bald for a year. Again, we don't put a lot of miles on this car, so it hasn't been a real urgent topic, but they're getting down to the wear bars and will need to be replaced. And it's really because the front two were wearing on the inside. It's the natural camber of these BMWs. It's not an alignment issue or anything. We've had that inspected and checked out and it's perfect. But from the factory, they have a little bit of camber to them. So the inner edges of the tires do tend to wear a little faster. So yeah, we talked about replacing them for a little while. We didn't, which is probably for the best now that we've got a screw in one. So 2 of them are pretty bald, 1 has a screw. The 4th tire is okay, but it's an 18-inch rim. Our spare is a 17, these are 17s. So saving that one decent tire may come in handy, and I'll tell you why. So if I do order a new set of 4 tires, right, I could throw these on for the winter. Come spring, assuming we still have the car, I'll order 4 new tires, and I'm gonna take that 4th good tire, the last good tire that's still currently on the car, I'm gonna put it on here. And you're probably thinking that's nuts. Why would you put a used tire, whatever. Now, truth is, this thing has tires that have maybe 200 miles on it. These are brand new tires. The car's been restored for a few years now, but it doesn't get driven a whole heck of a lot. A lot of the time I've had it, it's needed little work here and there and whatnot. I've been able to limp it to car shows and things, but I haven't really driven it a whole bunch. So yeah, I mean, these tires are like brand new, but what I do not have is a spare. Now I do have a spare rim, and coincidentally, these are 18-inch wheels. So in theory, that's why I say I can use the one good tire that's still on the BMW as my spare to mount onto the rim so that I've got a spare tire for this car in the trunk. At least then it's a complete 5-tire set, even though they're mismatched, or the spare would be mismatched, at least I would have a spare. Now, looking at the R8, it's got street tires. It's got Michelin, the Sport Cup tires. Let me take a peek at that. I'm trying to remember what they are. Yeah, they're Pilot Sport 4S, which is a really high quality tire. I mean, these are several $100s a piece. If we go up to the Mustang here, these tires are made by a company called Raptor. They're Raptor tires. Riken is the company. They're a tire rack special. I mean, I ordered these off Tire Rack, like I said, several years ago now, but they were inexpensive. I was really just needing some tires to throw on the car so I could get the car on the road. And they weren't a very high quality tire. The reviews were extremely good, but they were pretty budget. I think they were under $100 a piece. Replacing tires on the BMW, depending on the direction I go, tires can be anywhere from $80 to $250 a piece for this particular size, this particular, tread pattern, whatever it is. And so I've got Pirellis on here now, which are a great tire. But again, if this isn't a forever car or a long-term car, I don't know if I need to spend $200 on a set of, on each Pirelli tire. A lot of the tires that they sell on Tire Rack or even at the local tire shops, they're not even that great. They're made in China tires that are designed for passenger cars. They, maybe have 30 or 40 or 50,000 mile life to them. In theory, the car's got 140,000. If I can find a tire that'll get me another 30 or 40 or 50,000, that might be the life of the car. I don't know. But, all that to say, I don't want to spend a ton of money on tires for a car that we may or may not keep for a whole bunch longer. If we transition over to a pickup, you've got, street radials, you've got all terrains, you've got all season, you've got mud terrain, you've got a wide variety of options. And, on my Raptor, I do have a mud terrain tire. And while it doesn't get great gas mileage, it looks the part, it looks great on that truck. And I don't think I'd have it any other way. But I mean, talking about tires, for example, on any one of these three cars, obviously I want a street tire. I don't even really want an all season. The BMW would be fine with all season tires, but I mean, on the Mustang, there's no sense putting all seasons. On the R8, even though it's all-wheel drive and I could drive it in the rain or snow, I don't plan to. So no real sense in putting all seasons on that either. So, making the tire decision shouldn't be overwhelming. It shouldn't take a ton of your time. It shouldn't take a ton of your money. I would say if you somewhat know what you want, go buy it, right? I mean, if you need an all-terrain tire, go buy an all-terrain tire. If you need an all-season tire, go buy an all-season tire. If you need a winter tire, go buy winter tires, right? There's a wide variety of different tire types out there, one for every style of driving, one for every fuel economy, one for every type of car. It's just personal preference anymore. And really all the tires that you can go buy are somewhat designed for planned obsolescence, if that makes sense. They've changed the compound in some of these tires. They've changed so much. You can buy a tire in any size, and the slightest millimeter change can dramatically impact the price. And so, a tire that's a 19-inch versus a tire that's an 18-inch or an 18-inch, or even my truck, I think are 18-inch. They're going to be more than a 17-inch or a 16-inch or whatever's on your vehicle. So, when you circle back around, tires for like my camp trailer, 15-inch rim, very generic. I can buy those tires at Walmart for about $50 a piece. There's nothing to them. They're just very cut and dry, basic towing trailer tires. There's no bells and whistles. But the compound of some of these tires will make a difference, whether you're just commuting, whether you like spirited driving through the mountains, if you like drag strip, if you like, whatever it is. You kind of want to do a little bit of research and not just slap on there whatever the cheapest tire is. but budgeting has a lot to do with it. So I don't want to spend a ton of time talking about tires. I've kind of spent 10 minutes doing so. Bottom line is, don't buy tires that you don't need. Don't spend more than you have to. Tires are designed to be replaced. So, I mean, if you're tossing up 2 tires with similar compound, similar wear, tread patterns, similar all of the things, then I would probably go with the less expensive tire, unless it's just a really crappy quality and it's got poor feedback. But anymore, you can do so much on Google. I mean, you can find out exactly if a Chinese tire is as good as an American-made tire, which is going away, by the way. There's not a lot of American-made tires. Most are made in Mexico or in China or India. And so, yeah, I would say do what you can to accomplish what you need. Don't spend more than you have to. And, you know, if you have any questions, I'm happy to be a resource. I can help you Google. I can answer questions. I can sort of just lead you in the right direction if you need it. But otherwise, yeah, I would suggest you just kind of do your thing, figure out what you want and what you need and what you have, and then just try to replicate that. Don't reinvent the wheel. That's not necessary. It's about all I got for you guys today. I hope all is well. Like, comment, subscribe, all of those things. Let me know, you know, what can I talk about? I didn't know I'd be able to ramble on for 10 or 12 minutes on tires, but you know, maybe that's helpful to somebody. And that's really the goal here, is just, if I can help one person figure something out, the video is worth it. So comment down below. Let me know what topics you'd like for me to talk about in the future. I do have some upcoming projects that I'm planning to film and get going for you guys. And as always, may every investment you make be a good one. Till next time.